Hi, it's Reiko. I hope you and your family are well. Well, right now you might be feeling a little stuck in your house, and I was too, so I want to share with you what happened for me. Maybe it'll help. This year I started writing a book, and I have to admit writing doesn't come naturally to me. So I needed to set myself up in an environment that would inspire me to write. It would be a simple, bright light, open space without any of the trappings of my home or my office. And as luck would have it, a really charming little cafe opened up down the road. And I started going there every morning. And I loved the staff, and the coffee was delicious. My writing was totally taking off. But sadly, the cafe had to close for renovations, and then I was stuck. I didn't know what to do without my favorite writing spot. I feared that it would end my momentum and I'd be back to square one with the book. Then a friend mentioned to me that I should check out the local library. Maybe that would be a good spot for me. And I must admit, I don't remember the last time I went to a library, but I thought I'd give it a look. And come to find out, my local library is phenomenal. It's light and bright and peaceful, and believe it or not, my library even has a coffee maker. So I was totally able to recreate the inspiration from my favorite cafe in my library. I was in heaven, and I looked forward to going there every day. My writing was really starting to take off, and then the coronavirus hit. Needless to say, I don't have a cafe or a library now, and on top of that, the fear and uncertainty around our country's future, I felt a concern that I just wouldn't have enough motivation to write, since I had nowhere to write except back at home. And while I do love my home, it's filled with all the trappings that, can trip up your mind and distract you from the focused energy that you need to get something done. So I thought I just might postpone the writing of the book altogether, and then it hit me. I could create my library at home. I could create a vision of a space I was longing for and turn a part of my home into that space. And I know from years of doing feng shui design, you can totally do that. And I've done that for many people, and I was going to do it for myself. So the first thing I needed to do was find a corner in my home that I could recreate the environment that I found so supportive in those other two spots. It needed to be clean, bright, uncluttered, didn't have any of the trappings of office or home. And very quickly, I homed in on my dining area. It has a big open table, nice comfy chairs, but are very upright, good lighting, nice windows and views. So I cleaned off the table. I removed the candlesticks and the placemats so that I can replicate my big favorite table at the library. I turned the lights on high. I even made a fresh pot of coffee to get the smell right. And I created this intention that this was my new library. I brought only my laptop, and I opened it at the exact time I would usually arrive at the library. I poured myself a nice hot cup of coffee like I did at the start of those sessions, and really every library should have a coffee maker. Total genius idea. And then I sat down, I put my headphones on with my favorite writing music, and guess what happened? I transported myself to the library. I became focused, clear, and motivated. So I've now done it for several days, and I can say I'm actually a little surprised at how well it's working. I'm back in the flow of writing, and I look forward to the hours in my library every day. So I invite you to think about this right now. What is it that you would like to create in your space? It might be an oasis of well-being, an area that replicates your favorite yoga studio, a place that smells great, is clean and bright, uncluttered, with just a yoga mat and a scented candle and maybe your journal. Or it might be your creative artist studio. You might set up a corner where you can have your easel and spread out all your paints and supplies. It might be a chill-out lounge where you can put your favorite books, a comfy chair, a shaggy rug, and some floor cushions. When you do this, you feed your soul. You kindle your inner light. I believe there's a space of light and love and joy inside of each of us. So let's bring it out into our home and then into the world. The world needs it more than ever right now, and it starts with us. So let me know what you're doing to create your personal oasis at home. I'd love to hear from you, and take good care.